Greg, what was your reaction to two things? One, to Marrone pulling Blake Bortles, and also to the reported discord in the locker room. I'm curious what you think about all that.
Well, first, on the Blake Bortles, I'm not surprised that he pulled him. What he said is exactly what you're looking to do. You're trying to create some type of spark, some type of energy to your team to get them back on track. As far as the discord, I don't mind the discord. Not one bit. I don't mind it because when I think of the discord, I see guys in my head that are frustrated, that it means something to them because they know what they have in front of them. Calais Campbell talked about it yesterday in his post-game interview. Look, everything that we still want to accomplish is still before us. It's still out there in front of us. Now, whether they accomplish that is completely up to those guys in that locker room. So the discord is frustration because they're not winning. They're not the team that everybody was so high on going into this season with the expectations of automatic Super Bowl bids. And their defense isn't playing as great as they did last year. Offense definitely got off to a great start with Blake Bortles, but as of late, they've done nothing. So I don't mind the discord, the Blake Bortles benching. It was warranted.
Listen, Blake's last 3 games, he's been terrible. They've been 0-3. He's been even worse than what you expect from Blake Bortles. His last 3 games, he's got a passer rating of 60. He's got 6 picks and 2 scores, and that's not even to mention the 2 lost fumbles this past week. He's been awful. But as far as discord listen, the Jaguars have made this bad decision and doubled down on it repeatedly. They had an opportunity last year to get Colin Kaepernick. Nah, we don't like his politics. They had an opportunity this offseason to get Teddy Bridgewater. Nah, we're going to extend Blake Bortles and tie ourselves to him for this year and next year. Why? So we can free up cap space, sign Dante Moncrief. All right, great. Well done, everybody. But that has been something we saw coming. Anyone that watches football has known the Jags are always limited at quarterback as long as he's their quarterback. But 30 points a game the last 3 weeks, what this defense has allowed. This defense all of a sudden is out there leaking oil week to week. Now, I understand it can be frustrating when you feel like, man, if we're down 10, we're dead because of our quarterback. The defense has to be better additionally. So it's not, to me, a situation where the defense in the locker room can just be yelling at the offense, saying, you put us in this position. Not when you gave up 30 to Kansas City, 50 to Dallas, and 20 this week to a Texans team that hadn't been able to protect their quarterback all year long.
There's only one answer to this. I'm going to give it to the Jacksonville Jags, and it's free. And it's not a public service announcement. This is just free advice. Swallow your pride, pick up the phone, and call Cap. Now, you want to galvanize your locker room? You have a problem with that defense? Call Cap. Bring Cap to the locker room. Let's see if Cap can change it because he's better than the quarterback you have. And I just believe right now in the season, I believe he can make a difference on that football team. There's a lot of teams in the same spot as the Jags, but they're not going to have any answers. They're going to be picked apart by the media. Inside, they're going to be bickering. They're not going to get better. But they got a quarterback problem, and when you have a quarterback problem, you got a team problem. They made a mistake by not signing Cap. They know it behind the scenes. Nick and I know it. They talked to Cap, but we know it was strictly a political decision.
And not by the owner.
But if they want to go to London, they want to galvanize this team, call Cap. People will be like, oh, okay, Chris, yeah, let's just call Cap. Well, he's a lot better than what you have. If you're trying to play that type of system, let's grind it out. Oh, there's no one better than playing. That's how they won in San Francisco. That's how they went to the Super Bowl. And Cap is the type of quarterback. He's a better thrower of the football than Blake Bortles. He's a better runner of the football. He's been a better winner. He's a better leader than Blake Bortles. So you get what you pay for. This is a decision that you've made. So your decision right now, that's the decision you made. And you made your players go out there and lie. Jalen Ramsey out there, oh, I love my quarterback. Oh, my quarterback. That's a flat-out lie. And players who have played on teams that have marginal quarterbacks, they know that. And that's what you do. You lie on a regular basis. Oh, yeah, we're happy. We're satisfied with that guy who's a bum. He's been a bum for a few years now. But the players on the team, when you're a leader of that team, you know what you got to do? You have to vouch for him. And it's hard to vouch for him. And yesterday, the coach said, you know something? This is enough. But it's not a good message to send to the team. You know the reason why, Greg? Because it's inconsistent. So now if you're Calais Campbell, if you're Jalen Ramsey, you've been playing good football, maybe not your best football. So now if you have a bad game, a bad play, they bench you. It's not fair. We ain't benched Blake through the years of him playing bad football. So it's not a consistent message to be able to send to a team.
Yeah, you mentioned the guys being, or not you, actually, the head coach, Marrone. He says this is an opportunity to galvanize our football team and our locker room. And when I think about what everybody tries to do when it comes to galvanizing teams, there's always this adversity. Well, adversity is going to hit every single locker room, every organization, every single year. And when you have a situation, to your point, at quarterback, it only escalates everything. This is not a position that you can do a patchwork job middle of the season. This is something going in that you are well aware that this is our barometer. This is what's going to get us over the top. Going into this season, they knew that, and they put their eggs all in this bucket and basket when they had other options that they could have explored, and they did not do that. So this is on them.
But you said it. They knew going in that this is who they had with Blake Bortles. They know what Blake Bortles' ceiling is. What they didn't realize was that the defense was going to be giving up 30 points a game. What they didn't realize that Jalen Ramsey was not going to be the same player it was last year. Because the team that rode their defense and say no matter what we do on offense, the defense can bail us out, suddenly isn't bailing them out anymore.
Yeah, that's all true. I mean, let's go across the board. The defense hadn't played well. But I ain't going to get over your quarterback. You still can't change that. Yeah, the defense hadn't played well. Yeah, okay. But your quarterback is not good at playing football.
And you had no contingency plan. Going into the year, we thought it was a little questionable that the Patriots only had Brian Hoyer as their backup, even though Brady never gets hurt and is never going to be benched. The Jags went into a year knowing their quarterback could be benched with Cody Kessler as their backup option. The New Orleans Saints have Drew Brees. They valued backup quarterback more. They got two of them. The Taysom Hill kid, the little Wildcat scatback guy, and Teddy Bridgewater. They went out and said right before the year, we're going to give up a draft pick to shore up our backup position. Do the Saints have three quarterbacks better than the Jags have anyone on their roster? Yes. This is sometimes just because you run a pro sports team doesn't mean you know what you're doing in all areas. And the way the Jags have addressed this position, which is to where it has been, we talked all last year how the Jags were number 1 or number 2 in every defensive category. And before the year, I said I don't think Jags are going to make the playoffs. Why? It's very hard year over year to not have the defense leak a little bit, to go from number 1, 2 to number 6, 7.
Good every
exactly
week.
Right. Are you calling Cap C?
I'm giving the number.
Go ahead, John. I mean, it's just you had to expect the defense was going to fall off a little bit, and they had no contingency plan on offense. It's not Cody Kessler.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.